This reading is for entertainment purposes only, not based on fact, just my opinion, my interpretation of the cards. Do your own research, form your own opinions, throw your own cards. After all, I'm just a blonde throwing cards. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you view this video. It's a time again for monthly predictions. I just got done with the solar eclipse stuff. Now let's take a look at April of 2025. Now you might see me looking off in the other direction because I am reading my notes. Okay, I made sure I took some notes, but I want to start off with what is going on astrologically, the energies on the world stage for April. Now, of course, at the end of March, I've already covered this. The March 29th carries into April and beyond, which is that solar eclipse in Aries. It's kind of like a very powerful fallout energy about major initiations, bold shifts, maybe even changes in leadership. This is the dismantling of old power dynamics. And Aries rules war, courage, individualism, and leadership. We may see a little bit of aggressive global moves, military decisions, bold declarations from world leaders. Now, people are fed up right now. They're tired of waiting. Me too. Me too. We're tired of waiting for things to calm down, for things to return to normal. And this energy is like pushing action. But it can also be very impulsive or destructive if not tempered. Temperance is a very much needed energy. We have that. Then we are still at the beginning of April, first week of April, we still have that Mercury retrograde in Aries. Now, that started on March 14th, and it ends on March 7th. Now, during this Mercury retrograde, we all see it. We all see the confusion and the communication issues, electronic issues. We could see confusion and reversals in communication, especially with governments or military forces. War rhetoric may be misleading or some past actions resurfacing. Mercury retrograde is typically known as the redo retrograde. Okay. Now there's also energy of cyber attack, tech outages, or sudden leaks of information could make headlines. We're already seeing that. We've seen that in many things. Everything from the Koberger Idaho 4 case into Epstein files, which are supposed to be released. A lot of stuff. Everything about the Kennedy assassination opened up. Now, after April 7th, once Mercury goes direct, there will be more clarity and directive energy. But it's like the match has already been lit, if you will. Okay. Now, we also have Jupiter conjuncting Uranus in Taurus on April 20th. One of the biggest transits of the year. This combo screams economic shockwaves, technological leaps, and even, I hate to say it, possible naster. I was combining natural and disaster. Natural disasters or Earth-related global surprises. Gotta love that. And Taurus rules money, agriculture, real estate, and nature, and prepare for shifts in financial systems, innovations in sustainability, and even earth tremors or flood-related news. It's that time of year, the April showers thing, Then there's, flood-related, and even possibly things related to our food sources popping up. It can also indicate sudden rebellions or movements driven by financial injustice. Everybody's going to be fed up to the moon and back with financials. Now, we have Mars in Pisces until April 30th, right till the end of the month. This is a war energy, but it's less direct. Covert operations, secrets, hidden warfare like bioweapons, psychological manipulation, or AI warfare may come into light. Mars here can fuel spiritual warfare as well, or that being a martyr or martyrdom complexes in leaders. Going down as a martyr. It also weakens traditional military action, but strengthens deceptive tactics. I'm not surprised. Pluto in Aquarius. This is the long-term theme that we're going to see. I would expect maybe even the rest of my lifetime. Who knows? But we're deep in this collective revolution. Control of technology, AI ethics, collective rights, and who holds the legal power are all under scrutiny right now through this. And April may reveal the dark side of digital control, especially as AI accelerates. Now, we have a lunar eclipse in Scorpio on April 13th. This is emotional intensity is high. There's secrets and scandals or powerful undercurrents may rise to the surface. Scorpio brings endings, deep truths, financial exposure, and sometimes even death and rebirth cycles or on a mass scale. Now, this kind of brings me to mind about King Charles. I believe he's a Scorpio. I think he's a Scorpio. I have to double check that. Let's see if I could check that right here. Zodiac sign of King Charles. Yep, I was right. He's a Scorpio. He is definitely a Scorpio. So he comes to mind with this lunar eclipse in Scorpio. And if you haven't seen the video yet, I'll try to remember to put a card up and try to link it somewhere in the comments. Watch the solar eclipse reading. Because when I read about England, the UK, the royal family, the monarchy, leaderships were coming up, changing of leaderships, and even maybe King Charles passing, but through the power of AI, deceptive measures, makes it appear that he's still walking and breathing when maybe he may be gone by then. But not telling the public. Because I think Prince William's got to get his act together and get his shit together before he takes the throne. Or he takes the throne and And we'll see what the cards have to say. But that really stood out. Now, also with this lunar eclipse in Scorpio, watch for collapses in financial systems or revelations around shared power structures like banks, taxes, secret alliances. Keep a mind out for that. Okay, so that is what's going on astrologically in April, and it looks like a hell of a lot. Now, we're going to get to the actual readings. Okay, let's take a look at the predictions. What are the predictions for the world events happening April 2025? Okay. Uprooted, taken out. Strategy and planning. Surprise attack. Military action. Wow, wow. There's all that Mars activity there. Hiding something. Floods, heavy rain. Shadow ruler. Mainstream news. And then I'll organize them how I think they go. Explosive situation. Duties, quiet. This showed up also in the eclipse energy. And we have business tycoon. Okay. Let's start with we may have a major business person, business tycoon, hitting the mainstream media in April with something being revealed that they have been hiding. I get a big reveal here. It feels like one story here. We also have something about duties of being quiet about something. Potentially dealing with a ruler, a shadow ruler, somebody ruling in the background. We have floods, heavy rain, some kind of weather event potentially. And we have military action, explosive situation, surprise attack. That is some kind of wartime attack, something unexpected. Could be related to this shadow ruler here. Then we have strategy and planning and uprooted takeout. We're going to see what each one of these are. But I feel like that there's three main themes here. Four main themes. This could be, I think this, something about a tycoon is totally unrelated. This could be in with, I'm feeling like some kind of very quiet shadow ruler, hostile takeover of some sort. Then we have some kind of weather event. So I'm going to throw cards on each one of these. Going back to my notes here. Now, excuse me. Here goes my sneezing. I haven't done that in a while in a video. But this Mars in Pisces energy, that's what this feels like. The Mars in Pisces. It's that war energy. But it's like a like I said, covert operation quiet operation. That's where this duties of keeping quiet about what's really going on. There is definitely somebody in the shadows, a ruler in the shadows that's planning some kind of hostile takeover. That's a little bit concerning. And it involves, the explosive situation could be, let me put this over here because these are two separate things. That could be bombs going off. And the whole strategy behind the scenes is to uproot somebody, to oust somebody out of power. Now, part of that Mars energy has been to take somebody out of power, is to, that Mars energy I said was dealing with change of power of some sort. Now, I want to get into the tarot. I want to find more out about this hostile takeover. More about this hostile takeover, please. I'm just doing mini crosses with this. Oh, the dogs are they're playing in the background, but okay. Okay, let's see. The heart of the situation. I can't make this shit up. Can't make it up. The El Diablo in the heart of it. Okay. And that shadow ruler. A lot of deception, a lot of evil workings with the Knight of Wands. An influence, what's influencing this devil energy is aggression. Aggression. This is like, I'll just crop that out. Little mental note to myself. This aggression, this activity, this is like the soldiers marching in aggressively. Okay. And behind the scenes, ill intentions. 5 of Swords. Not good. This is the bully. This is somebody coming on the scenes. They may have been in the background, not in the forefront. This is not somebody who has been making headlines. This is in the shadows. That's why it's a shadow ruler. This is somebody in the shadows who's being very quiet right now about their duties and what they are strategically planning to do in regards to aggression towards another country or area or something like that to uproot its rulership. Okay? Oh my gosh, under the deck, let me just show you this, the Tower. Wow, shadow energy. That is a shakeup. So there's a shakeup coming to a country somewhere. Dutton, what are you into? Behind. What led up to this? In the recent past, in like the weeks leading up to this event, we have the Lovers. Lovers is usually some kind of karmic connection. Does not have to be romantic lovers, especially in this kind of a reading. This is more of like a partnership of some sort. It can also be a choice. A karmic decision to take the low road instead of the high road. Somebody is bullying their way into power. Now, the shadow ruler may not even be somebody in power right now. It's somebody who desires power. This could be espionage within their own country, whatever country this is. This could be an overthrow. Just saying. Energy, in the environmental energy, we have a female Queen of Swords. This could be a feminine energy, but this is somebody who is very clear and precise on their goals. It's like they're very focused. This is somebody that feels like their country owes them something. It feels like a very scorned individual. But the energy could also be involving the legal system. I feel like somebody, especially with these two mirroring each other, it feels like somebody feels wronged by the judicial system or the legal system, political system in some way. And they're taking the low road to try to gain power and overthrow somebody. What's coming in the future? We do have the Three of Pentacles, or Three of Wands, I'm sorry. This is the next step in April. Something coming in, somebody receiving results. And I'm feeling like an invasion of some sort. Very strange. Feels like some kind of invasion. I am being drawn to this oracle. Good, there's not a shit ton of dust there. I've been trying to keep up with the dust all day. Every time Daisy shakes, it's like a big puff cloud, dust cloud. So I kind of want to see. I'm not reading these in the reverse. I want to get some clarity on this Queen of Swords. Now it is going to cause some kind of upheaval here with this Tower. It's a shock. You know, we have this sudden attack that's going to shock the world. It's like, what I'm getting is somebody, like I said, not in the public eye, or, yeah, not in the public eye, hanging in the shadows. The word militia comes to mind. It's like I'm seeing images of back to the United States history in relation to like the Revolutionary War. Who won that Revolutionary War against England? A lot of it had to do, if it wasn't for the militia, we, just like Canada, would be still under the crown. Okay? So it's almost like a militia type army I'm getting that does this takeover. Or it's somebody raising an army, but it reminded me of the militia from the Revolutionary War. Yeah, we have a Queen of Swords who has this vision of this new beginning. Okay? Romance could be simply somebody with a vision of smelling, I'm getting the rose, smelling, somebody who smells like a rose. This could be actually a female energy. I can't lie. I can't lie. It could be a powerful female who's hanging in the shadows, who has this idea, who might even be romanticizing a new beginning, but anything else about her? Anything else about her? But she smells like a rose. It's like a lot of people look up to her. I would never expect this. It could be a man with this feminine energy, with this clarity. Support. Yeah, she has a lot. Whoever this is, I keep saying she because it feels very feminine. But like I said, it can be a male who embodies this feminine energy, very powerful feminine energy. But this is somebody who has support, who is very looked up to, who smells like a rose to the general public. This person has this vision of this brand new beginning, and they're ruling in the shadows. It's like they're not really in charge, or they seem, or they are a world leader who appears to be on the good side, but who's on the side of El Diablo. But this does feel like a shake-up, an attack, some kind of takeover. And I gotta be honest, I'm not positive on the origin. It almost feels like internal, but I'm not saying that it is. It can be an external takeover, but I'm not exactly convinced of that. It could be somebody internal who do not like the way that their government is being run right now, and they want change. Okay, let's take a look at this. Now we have a business tycoon here. Okay, some kind of news story about a business tycoon that is hiding something. I feel like I need more of the investigations oracle first to get clarity on this business tycoon. What is this business tycoon up to? This does not feel like wartime. This feels like something else. Okay, military action. Or it could be public life burnout. This feels like somebody who has a military background. Okay, whoever this business tycoon has a military background or is connected to the military in some fashion. For the greater good. Okay. The rocket science kind of reminds me, as SpaceX reminds me of Elon Musk. I'm curious about what this news is. Because the news is going to paint it like he's hiding something, he's up to no good, like there is some kind of scandal or something like that. He might fade out of the public life a little bit in April because it feels like that there is some kind of news story about Elon Musk that he's painting this picture of, for the greater good of the military, there's something here that he has been working on, but he might be stepping out of the public life, burnout. He might be stepping out of the public life for a bit. But is there something, there might even be something top secret that he's working on in regards to AI and the military. Yeah, so he's holding something close to his chest. But it feels like the media is going to paint it out as something else. Let's do the same thing. He has a goal that he's in mind. He has a particular goal that he is trying to reach. Ace of Pentacles, planting a seed. That could also be evidence or news being handed out to the public. But money's not an issue, so that's not what is his challenge. What's challenging him has to do with what the media is feeding the public. Underneath, negotiations. I think he's negotiating some kind of military deal with his AI. Over time, there's this need to defend himself. He's been backed in the corner more than once. Kind of had his back against the wall. And this is something he's been working on for an extremely long time. This is not a program that just came out of the blue. Death. That's a change or the death ending of something. It almost feels like a deal is killed in April in regards to something with military connections. Can we get some clarifiers on this death card? The star, death of a star. It's death of hope. Comes in very quickly. We got a lot of I think there's people that are coming after him in regards to this project. Remember when in one of the readings, one of the segments, whether it's this one or the one, or in the Aries solar eclipse reading, might have been this. I think it was this one starting out. Yeah, with that upsetting of a world leader. That stop. I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but Elon might need to watch his back. He might need to watch his back. Somebody's coming out to put out his star. Put an end to his project. Out in the cold. Disappointment, 3 of Swords. This almost feels like this could be cyber attack. Elon's the richest man in the world, I believe. At the very least, the country, possibly the world. I can't see him losing money, but I see him being on the outside looking in. It's almost like somebody takes over his project. Okay. I gotta do this because I gotta know if this is related to, I gotta know if this is anything related to a hostile takeover of this other country. It's almost like somebody, because what kept coming to me in my mind, excuse me, I'm out of coffee, was a cyber attack. That's what was really sticking out, was a cyber attack. I hope I'm wrong, but it's almost like Elon's secrets. Cyber attack, hacking. Secrets being stolen. Oh. Let me see if I get confirmation. I'm going to say this before the cards come out. So many times I get something in my head And then the cards come out and I say it and I say, I wish I would have said it before I drew the cards. Somebody's stealing his secrets, his plans, his blueprint that he wanted to sell to our military, or do for our military in some kind of negotiation or deal for the military. But it gets into the wrong hands of United States adversaries. And the media paints it out as Elon sold it to our adversaries instead of the truth of what was that the plans were stolen, not sold. And then everybody turning on him. Hanged man, the martyr. Remember, I also mentioned that martyr mentality, martyr energy. Him going down as a martyr, there's something big that he was working on. So let me see, does this have anything to do with that other country takeover? Successfully leaving him out to dry by the government. This is a government setup. He is definitely, he's going to go down as a martyr. There's that Five of Pentacles and being out in the cold. He's going to get pushed out. Elon's going to get pushed out. Does this fully materialize in April? I do not know. But we have Russia here. That's the mother. Or somebody giving birth. Defense. And there's the match. Remember the match being lit. That started in March. This all started in March. Somebody's out to take down Elon. It involves another country. And I'm feeling Russia. I just got to say it. For their defense. The match has already been lit. In secret. In the house. Home. This is our home, our home country. The origins, this is very, very top secret. This is like, I think this is the big thing going down in April. Let's see what we got. Official things happening. We have the advisor. We have the support. And the advisor is somebody who does, who gives advice. But sound judgment. Oh, sorry about that. Dutton. Leave me alone. I know I'm making you guys dizzy on this. Sorry. Dutton just totally knocked my camera over. Trying to paw at me. A disruption. Which makes sense. The support. I feel he's going to lose the support of the public because of official dealings. And there's somebody else coming on the scene that has all the support. Elon's going to be out. He might even be falsely accused. Let me see if I could get anything else about this. Elon on the way out. Cohorts are manipulated. Yeah. Manipulation was definitely there. It's almost like he feels like he has no choice. Support role. He's going to end up as the fall guy. I keep getting this support and this support role of manipulation. It's almost like we're going to give this plan over to this particular country, and I feel like Elon's advising against it, but he's being coerced, maybe even manipulated into supporting this idea. But somehow the media is going to twist it, and Elon is going to look bad in the process. So I'm not seeing him doing anything shady. Nothing, no shady actions on his part. If they were there, if that energy was there, I would tell you. I'm feeling this is definitely the energy around him of somebody being ousted. And the martyr card. I mean, I can't make it up. Okay. I want to get some more energy on this. These heavy rains. Floods, heavy rains. This is about any kind about natural disasters. Could there be floods coming? So whatever cards fall out, we're going to take that angle. Trains and transportation. Cyclone down. Okay, that makes sense. New rules, regulations. Mosquito, airborne, food shortage. Okay. Well, there is going to be a food shortage wherever this cyclone is going to hit. And to me, it feels like it's something not in the norm. Could this be with Australia? Southern Hemisphere? Yes. But new rules and policies in regarding these natural disasters. This could simply be mosquito airborne. Airborne cyclone, water damage. Okay. I get that. I feel like this is like hurricane, cyclone type of event that's going to happen. And it may, I'm wondering if this is going to be a surprise. But it feels like it is going to disrupt transportation of food and goods, causing a shortage. And there's some kind of policies taking effect too. It's like bureaucracy, red tape, trying to get aid to people. This is what I'm picking up. What else can we see with this? So somewhere there's going to be some kind of major weather event. Royal family. This is feeling like Australia. Because Australia is probably still in cyclone season because of where they're located. Southern Hemisphere, they're just going into fall right now, while we in the Northern Hemisphere are going into spring, or in spring. But in the fall, the waters are still warm enough to create cyclones and hurricanes. They call them cyclones down there. And the reason why I feel that this is Australia, 9 times out of 10, this time definitely not going to get a cyclone or something like that happen in the UK. Not going to happen in Canada. Water's way too cold. And I don't see it in the US either because water's too cold. But the southern hemisphere, there could be a weather event in Australia. High winds, damage. There's going to be a lot of damage disrupting transportation. And the royal family is going to implement certain policies in regards to transporting food and supplies in. And where these policies create. Airborne could be having to fly supplies in. There might be an issue around that transportation. The royal family has some kind of policy in regards to this. They're declaring something in regards to aid to Australia. What do we have? We got tornado winds. This is definitely a weather phenomenon. Wind. Nope, too many. We are not. Oh, I'm spending my cards. Damn it. Not taking those. I want to know more about this royal family policies. This is England's policies from the Crown. Okay. It's almost like they're going to tie the Prime Minister for Australia. He's not going to be able to do anything. He or she. It involves assistance and help. Surprise attack. Foreign occupation. Positive. Okay. What this is feeling like, the foreign occupation is officials, I feel, flying in from the UK to give help to the Australians, okay, with promising a positive outcome, okay. Surprise attack. That's what worries me. It feels like when the Crown sends their people in to Australia, there's some kind of ulterior motive. What is his ulterior motive? Consequences, damage done. What is his ulterior motive? Preparing, stocking up, resigns, leaves office. I'm going to have to do a deeper read in this. I'm going to do a part 2. I think I'm going to leave this there because this feels like, if you go back to the beginning when I was feeling about somebody rising up, a hostile takeover of some sort. That's what this feels like. England to the rescue! Obviously, Australia, you can't govern yourselves. You can't take care of yourselves. It's like this idea, oh, you're suffering this natural disaster. You don't have the resources, so we have to come in and rescue you. Guess what? You're not under your own government anymore. We are ruling you, and we are going to put our person in power, not who you want. I feel like that there's going to be a takeover and election type being gone. But the onset of this is going to be a natural disaster in April. I think some of this is going to play out, probably spilling over into June and July with this solar eclipse energy. Yeah. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to do a separate reading this week on Australia. What the F? At this point, I am dropping the mic.